Well guys, hey, welcome back to Franco Farms. A little bit dark in the garage today. It's still a bit of a mess, but today we're going to tackle the new water pump. I got an AC Delco one. This one's been squeaking something nasty, so we're going to replace that today. I already did the alternator. I didn't do a video of it. I have one for the C2500, my last square that I did. This one's got a different style for the fan, but it works fine. So the issue that I've been having with this truck, I may have mentioned it before in a previous video, but it's squeaking like crazy, and we went to pick up our goat and threw the alternator belt right off it, wrapped it around the fan, and killed my battery and all that fun stuff. So now it's time to replace that water pump. I'm thinking that it's the bearing inside there on the shaft and it's just squeaking, getting seized. So I've got a new belt on there which managed a drive around the yard a couple of times, but I just don't want to chance it anymore. And when that happened, it put a little bit more slop in my power steering belt as well. So got to take all this fun stuff off. It's not leaking or anything like that. There's a little bit of like corrosion around the little plug there. I think that's where it leaks out of if it starts to go bad. But the radiator's got that on it as well, so not surprised. Alright, so I've never done this before, so here goes nothing. I guess I've only done them on Fords, I should say. And the Fords from the 80s are not fun. They sometimes the studs for the water pumps break off in the block. Then you're kind of screwed. Interesting. I wonder if this spring here, it looks like it's held on this side. It's only held on the one side. It looks like it's rusted off up here. I don't even know what that spring does. If any of you know what that is for, just let me know in the comments. I've never seen that before, so interesting. I wonder if that's got something to do with the clutch part of it. I have no idea. It's pretty rough spinning, this thing. It's got like old belt dust in it like crazy, so it says 85 on the inside here, which is the year of the truck, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is original. The color of this is promising, and if I do this right, I'll get it all on the floor. By promising, I mean like filled with rust and looks horrific. Here she goes. Oh yeah, she's full of rust. Gross. Rust, and what is that? Part of an old seal or something rubbery, nasty. Oh, at least that's not in there anymore. Okay. So like I said, she could definitely use a coolant flush. Pull this thing out of here. Yeah, it's not leaking or anything like that, which is good. But it was seized. It's full of junk. I'll try to hold this here. It's just rusty inside. It's probably fairly typical of something this old, but... Alright, so now I'm going to clean up my gasket surface. I've got the razor blade here and some of the old gaskets coming off. You want to be super careful, obviously, and make sure that you don't nick up the mating surface. You get deep scratches in it, it won't seal. And I was having a little bit of a rough time here, you know, thinking about how I'm going to seal this back up. And usually, I think what I've done in the past, you put like some RTV gasket sealer on either side of the gasket and then mount that up to the water pump, or if you're doing like a thermostat or whatever. But I've been doing some Googling and stuff, and of course the instructions that came with the water pump don't tell you how to do it. It just says that there's gaskets. And what I'm seeing online is people are just literally mating this up with spray adhesive to the water pump and then sticking it on with a clean surface on either side. So I think I'm going to try that, and if it leaks, that's going to suck. But people are saying not to use a silicone gasket adhesive, or sorry, gasket sealer, because I guess it messes with the new gasket types and then it can cause leaks down the road. And it kind of makes sense. The gasket's kind of squishy and pliable, so it should work, you know, already. Shouldn't have to do too much to it with silicone and all that. So I'm just going to continue to clean these up. There are 2 gaskets in it. It looked like only 1 in the package, but it is 2. So that's good. And the one side here has the 3 holes. The other side's identical, but it only actually uses 2 holes. So you can either just cut it off or just throw it away because it won't line up with this bolt. So I'm just going to keep cleaning that up. So I found that there's some evidence of some thread tape on there, so I just figured I'd put some on here as well. It's just brass. We'll go right in. Just like that, and then I'll tighten it up with some with a crescent wrench here. It wasn't in there super tight either, so I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of this is, if it's maybe for burping the cooling system or what, but I always just warm it up with the radiator cap off, so I guess we'll see how that goes. So here's my water pump, and I've got the spray adhesive stuff, Elmer's brand, whatever was on sale at the time, and water pump is clean up there, and I'm just gonna get ready here and spray them on. I've never done this before, so another guy in another video had done this, and he just took the gasket, gave it a good spray. Where's the other one? Here's the other one. Gave this one a good spray too. And he said to leave it dry for like a minute, and then you just throw it on there, and then you can mount up your water pump. So that being said, I've got the surfaces here cleaned up now, so should bolt on fairly easy. So that's next. Double check everything real fast. So I've got all my bolts done up now. Belt tension's a little bit more slack on this side. That belt's fairly worn out. This side, you know, kind of decent that way, I think. And everything's tightened up. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some coolant in the rad here. It's down pretty low. I don't know if I'll even be able to see in there, but it's pretty ugly. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but it's just gross. Yeah, there you go. It's filled up full of sludge. It's really nasty. So we'll pour some coolant in that. Well, she fired right up. No squeak at all. That's always a bonus.